Right, so I'm doing this in my bedroom because my house has just got noise everywhere and it's really distracting. And I'm tired as well. So Twitter only lets you do 2-minute videos. So I'm going to do these in 2-minute bursts, like a thread. Right, so this is the question. I've had a couple of questions today. But this one is from R. And that's all the information I'm going to give you. Nothing identifying, because it's the question really that's important. Right. Hi there, my name is R. I've been following you for a while. I hope you don't mind me missing you. It's just you seem to have so much knowledge on the EHCP process. I don't have as much as many, but I know a bit, and that's all I'll say. And I know a bit more about what's affected me. I don't know everything about everything like lawyers do or advocates or whatever. But normally I know a bit. And anyway, R says that they're struggling with their child. Their child's currently in year 5 primary, 9 years old, a unique child who obviously R loves to bits, but school isn't their strong point. They'll work for hours at home on special interests, making comics, drawing, self-teaching, really on subjects they're interested in. At school, it's a different story. They're struggling with mainstream curriculum and completely out of their depth because they're not naughty, in your face kind of child. They've just left him sitting in the back of the class doing their own thing. All of these worksheets come back with comic drawings on the back. Sounds familiar. Big question marks in any comprehension tasks. Very long story short, after paediatrician review has been noted to have moderate learning difficulties, referred for ADOS, OT, EP. Sounds like they think that this kid is autistic. Could be ADHD as well. The last SENCO at school was very good and engaged with me and this child and seemed to be going down the pathway of an EHCP. Unfortunately, she left. All the good ones do. Just as his education psychologist assessment came up, and the new SENCO didn't meet with me, didn't turn up to the meeting with the EP after his last assessment. Parent says they were completely out of their depth with knowing what they were supposed to be saying and doing. But to be honest, you're not out of your depth because most parents are like that. So it's very, and in fact, I think it's annoying when they're like me and know more. I sometimes think a little bit of, or maybe too much, not too much knowledge, but a little bit of knowledge is annoying, I think, to these people sometimes. The SENCO didn't give his file to the EP prior to the assessment. Apparently she was too busy the night before and forgot. They are busy people, but yeah. Parent wrote her an email saying how disappointed they were as they felt it was important for their child. Well, obviously you wait a long time for these things, and she'd let us down as the parent doesn't know the process of all of it. Needed support. She then emailed the EP all this info over the weekend, which sounds like she obviously felt bad and then tried to rectify it when the parents said they were going to complain. Sometimes it's not because you're going to complain. It's because they actually feel bad and realise that they should have perhaps done better. Anyway, I then ended up paying for a private OT as the child broke their arm at school during PE. They fell as this child has difficulty putting his own shoes on properly and things like that. Needed several operations, sounds awful, and pins to help it heal. The OT said he was off the scale with developmental coordination disorder, and during assessment she actually thought he'd broke his ankle and was a safety risk. She mentioned things like a laptop for handwriting. They always mention laptops. The schools don't like that much. Laptop for handwriting, ongoing OT and other interventions. He has a massive problem with maths, and dyscalculia was mentioned. The OT thinks he definitely needs an EHCP, but the SENCO doesn't seem that motivated. I don't understand, as I thought that it meant a school got more money to help them with children with additional needs. Not laughing at this, I'm just laughing at that as an idea. My son's self-esteem is very low, and the OT said it's because he's struggling with so much and very aware of his limitations, but he's very proud and doesn't want to accept help, as I think he's embarrassed, and I'm just afraid as he gets older and goes into secondary school, his mental health is going to suffer. He's such a bright boy, but his thoughts and ideas don't seem to match up to what they are doing in school, and he's just not engaged. Sounds like he marches to the beat of his own drum, like myself. But as I said, behaviour wise he isn't a problem, so I wonder, is that why the SENCO isn't prioritising him? I'll come back to that. I guess my question is, this parent's meeting with the SENCO next week with the OT. Do I insist on an EHCP assessment now? And if the SENCO doesn't want to do this, can I do it myself? This person's a single mum and has just started a new course and job, and overwhelmed thinking of how much work this is, especially as I have no idea what I'm doing really, but of course I'll do it for him if I have to. Just wondered what my best approach was with this SENCO next week regarding the HCP assessment. The OT said that the reports I've collected so far will expire eventually, and she's absolutely right if I don't apply now, so should be done sooner rather than later. I'm so disappointed this SENCO isn't like the last one. Story of my life. Isn't like the last one, who was so brilliant and supportive, and I feel that this would have already been done if it was her. Is it because it's work for the SENCO? Just don't understand the politics behind it all. I guess I do. Sorry, I know you are very busy. Yes, but I like questions. So, and rather than just answer these questions, I kind of thought it would be helpful to answer them so lots of people could listen to them. Where are we? I guess I read a lot of your journey and really admire you. Thank you. I've only got the one little boy and finding it hard, so I can only imagine how tough things have been for you. I don't know, because I don't know any different, so it's a bit of a weird one. That people always say that to me, but I don't know any different, so this is how it is for me. I would really respect your take on my situation. Any advice? Anyway, it's helped just to write it all down. That's what I do. So please don't you feel you have to reply. I'm definitely going to reply. So that's part 1.